Hello, hello, happy Monday, happy New Year. It is 2026, my first live of the new year. I hope you are all doing well. I wish you well in 2026. Hoping everybody remains healthy. I have so many friends who are not well at the moment. We've had to cancel a few things. Sorry, just get rid of this message. Here we go. You'll see you have a new view behind me. Doesn't matter if that closet door is open or closed, you're not going to see the mess that's in there. Let's get to today's actual project. So we're going to do a quick and easy, very, very easy fun fold. Okay, it actually opens like this. After I finished it, I'm like, did I do this fold before with you guys? I can't remember, because this can be glued down or not. And then when I thought about that, I'm like, uh-oh, did I do this one already? Anyway, this time I'm doing it out of designer series paper. I was thinking at first, you know, I'm done with red and white, red, white, and green for a little bit. And don't I pick a designer series paper that has green on the back. Anyway, it's not that bright garden green. So that's the fold we're going to make. So let's get at it. I will put it here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. But we're going to start with a piece of designer series paper. Now you're going to want one where the back and the front coordinate. So you don't want like a really busy front and a really busy back, and they're just totally different colors. That it won't really work unless you totally cover up that first strip. I just realized I did not bring my scorer over, so one moment. Okay. So I use Stampin' Up's trimmer scorer. Hang on, let me just clean that track. I can see dirt in there, even though I'm not cutting right now. But when you get all that dust in your trimmer, it gives you jagged edges. Okay. So this piece is 5.5 by 12, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4. Somebody says that saying, "Park the dark." Okay. I'm not going to put away the gray because I need the gray. I'm going to park the dark because I'm not cutting. So yeah, sorry, 1 3/4. Ooh, I forgot. Don't press too hard when you're scoring on designer series paper. I just did a little rip. And then, what did I say? 4 3/4. Score your designer's paper gently. I didn't quite rip all the way through, so it's okay. And then I need to open up my arm. Oh, that might be in my way now. Nope. Because the next score is at 7 3/4. Okay, you're scoring 3 times. I have all the other papers cut, and today we're not doing any die cuts or using punches. It's just all stamps, ink, and paper. Okay, so I'm going to fold over this way, and this way. Grab my bone folder. New layout here. I have a few kinks to work out, but I do have 2 sets of things, so I'll be able to do it. Okay, it's a little jagged right there, but I'll take my file to it. It's just on the other table at the moment. Okay, so then I have some pre-done pieces. Let me just get them out. I've decided I'm putting them in a nice big red envelope so they don't get lost on my workspace. Okay. This will be for the sentiment on the front. Hang on, let me get that little thing I was talking about. Okay. I'm just going to, see, because all that fuzziness was in my, oh, actually, let me flatten that one first. Sometimes you get a raised edge. You just take your bone folder to it to flatten it out. Okay, so this will be for the sentiment on the front. These pieces are, the mat is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and the piece of white is 3 by 2. Okay, so that you get that 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. I used a piece that I had demonstrated with before, so that will Oh, so I'm gonna have to make sure I go this way then, because when you open it up, you actually see the back of this, and I don't need to see that writing. Yeah, and it goes, yeah. Okay, so I'll do it, make sure I do it that way. So let's do all our stamping first before we put the rest together. So this is my middle piece that will go on the inside. So this mat is 5 1/4 by 2 7/8, and then the white is 5 inches by 2 5/8. Okay, so these are the two I am going to stamp on, and I'm using blackberry ink, which is great for staining those polymer stamps, but it is okay. It does not degrade the use of the stamps. Okay, the stamp sets I'm using, I wanted to do this one completely with you in mind and use this happy birthday, the cupcake and the flower. But then I realized that the front panel was not quite big enough, and I didn't want to make it any bigger. So I could have just gotten it in if I made the white as big as the mat and I made the mat bigger. But I chose to just go get this stamp set, not 29 anymore, which is another one I haven't played with yet here. So it has a lot of funny little sayings, and I just used the happy birthday from this. And then one of the sayings, I think it's this one, I put on the inside. Yeah, no, it's not this one. Let's get this party started so I can be home by 9 o'clock. Yeah, I love the colors in that too, Stephanie. But this one, look at this, so many candles. Free cake. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I feel like you're not 29 anymore. It's all fun and games until your metabolism slows down. Older but still cool. Not wiser. Happy birthday. Treat yourself, because I didn't get you anything. And then here's to another year of questionable decisions. So I thought that was pretty funny. So actually I already have them mounted on the block here, the happy birthday, and then the inside one. So I did not bring my chamois over. Oh, I took it in to clean it. That's what it is. So I'll have to leave them dirty. I was going to tell you, you'll want it when you're using Blackberry Bliss. Oh no, I have it right here. Sorry. It's underneath the stamp set. When you're using Blackberry Bliss, you want to clean it off as soon as possible. Look at this almost new chamois. That's the color it's supposed to be. Normally it's really dark, but we just opened it up this weekend. Okay, so I'll start with the inside. I'm hoping this paper's straight. I'm going to go a little bit higher up to give myself some room, or to give you some room, actually. If you like, comment, or share this video, whether you're doing it live or on the replay, you have the opportunity to win the card I made. Oh, I'll have to find that other, you know what, I didn't do a draw from last weekend because I cleaned up and moved everything around in my craft room. I don't even know where that is, so I'll have to find it and do a draw for last week's. Anyway, you have the opportunity to win the card I make, as long as you reside in Canada and do not, you're not a current demonstrator. You have the opportunity to win. Okay, so what I did here is I could just cut the stamp, which I've done on some stamps, but when they're new like this, I don't like to cut them. Is I just ink up half. So I wanted to go with the word birthday first because it's bigger. So I'm just going to roll it and then tap a few times just to make sure it's well inked up. And that is for the front. So I somehow keep getting, there must be ink on the side of there somewhere. And I put it right in the middle. Okay. Then you want to clean that off really, really well, just because then I'm going to do the word happy. So because this is a really clean chamois, I can see that's pretty clean, but you can also test it by just trying to stamp again with it. If it's not clean, you will actually see that. Then I'm going to do the word happy. need to bring that closer to me a little bit. Okay. Let me clean that off. It's because it does stain. You can see the staining on that. Oh, I didn't clean that one off yet. Oh yeah, I did. It's a little stained. But again, it doesn't hurt your stamps at all. So let me close this one up before I get more of this ink on my fingers. And so I'll start with this one and the little cupcake. One of the colors, so the colors in this are, of course you have your greens, your old olive and stuff, but it's Blackberry Bliss and Bubble Bath. And there's also, oh no, I forget, it's not coming to me. You know, the 60-plus-year-old brain sometimes forgets things. It'll come to me. I'm not worried about it. Okay, I'm gonna put a little cupcake down there. And then what I did on the front, you'll see here, is I have some flowers, but if you look closely, you'll see like a white square there. Okay, and that's because I masked this first, and by that, I mean I put something over it. You know what? I used a different Post-it note, but I have these clear ones. And is that wide enough? Oh, it is too. So what I'm going to do is grab some scissors. And just cut this where the sticky part is. I just want to cover up the word happy birthday. Okay, hopefully I didn't cut too much off. No, that's good. Okay. I'm glad I have the clear ones because then you can see what I'm doing. So then I'll bring in the bubble bath again, and I got the flowers. And I just stamped several of them around. Oops, get back here. Okay, and then I peeled that off. Oh, of course, I didn't give myself any gripping area. There we go. And that kept that area clean, just to add a few extra stamps around there. And now, make sure my fingers are clean. I can go ahead and build this. So I'm pretty sure I gave you the mat sizes. I have some glue. My favorite glue, Tombow Multi-Purpose. Green bottle, not blue. Oops. Is this one empty? Looks like that one's empty. We'll grab the little one. I also put it into a fine tipped glue bottle for those delicate gluing moments. Whew, the heat came on. Getting warm in here. Okay, then my front flap. Oh, I forgot there was one more piece I cut. And I'll have to give you the measurements on that. That's another reason I like glue, is because it's not quite straight and it gives me a little bit of time to straighten it. Okay, so I didn't want that much green. You could leave it. It would look like this, and that's perfectly fine. Actually, it's not too bad at all. You could even put a ribbon around this flat and tie a bow, but I said today no ribbons, no bows, stamps, ink, and paper only, so I'm not going to do that. But I brought in another piece of the Designer Series paper here. Okay, and this piece is 1.5 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm going to add that on. Again, it's not 100% necessary, but I wanted to add that little border, and that brings in the little border that's around on this. And then if it, oh, let me add this first. Okay, so I only want glue behind this part. Oh, I hope I glued that on right. I didn't look. Shoo, I did. So I want to make sure that I'm going to cover my whoops on the other side there. So I might, oh yeah, I'm good. Whoops. I'm just trying to eyeball approximately the center and leaving approximately the same amount on each side. And then when I looked at it, I don't know, it's fine the way it is. Again, you can glue this down if you want, just so that it opens like that. Or you can have it open further. You could even add more panels to put more sentiments inside if you want. So this piece, you want to put it right up to the fold so that when it's closed, you don't actually see it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that in. And then I'll show you one last little thing I did to it. But I want to see, do you like it with or without? Okay, so you'll see a slight difference between the two. So this, I was looking at it going, I wonder if it'll bug people that this border does not carry around. Well, I could put a little strip, and I thought, no, maybe. So I just put a tiny little 1/8 of a strip, and I mean tiny, on the edge. What do you think? With the strip or without the strip? What do you think? In the meantime, I will put my lid on. Oh no, I might need my glue. I'll put my lid on this glue bottle. Put that away. I do have a delay between, you didn't even notice the border. Funny, because to me, it completes it. But it's really not that, it's not really required with the strip. All right, Katie, I will do it with the strip. So it's a very tiny strip, which is why I had my little glue bottle handy. Yeah, I agree, Margot. I think it finishes it off. Oops, I got glue all over my fingers. So it's just a little 1/8, oops, of an inch. And I just finished it off, that little tiny bit. Yes, I guess maybe I didn't separate them enough. You may have seen that from this side. So there is your fold for today. That's how it looks standing up. I hope you like that. Thank you. I know I'm tired of snowmen and snow and Santa, and it was time to bring in some flowers. You know I love my flowers, Margot. I know you do too. So I wanted some bright, pretty colors for today. So a nice little fold. Some people call it an accordion fold, I believe. I've heard it called an accordion fold. I call it an M fold because a lot of times you hear Z fold, W fold. I call it an M fold. But anyway, it's really a 4-panel accordion, I believe. Have yourself a great week. Come on back next week. Don't forget, like, share, comment, even if you're watching the replay. And spring is coming. Yes, it is. A couple months away, but can't wait to... Actually, I will probably start doing some seeds end of next month. So maybe 6 weeks away from that, 8. We'll see. Have yourself a great week. Come on back next week, and we'll do something different. Bye now.